So today's day 18 of the boot camp, and we are getting really close to 100 games total played, which is absurd. So I'm just gonna play 2 leagues today, and then I'm probably just gonna play the Players Tour qualifier tomorrow. Take it easy, do that. Cash in my points that I'm not using. Not much to go over for changes. I added a pair of Narsets to the sideboard, and I took out 1 Spell Pierce, because I feel like 2 copies just really were not doing what I wanted. And I want more cards to bring in generally, and I think Narset's just a good all-around card in the meta. I don't know if I want to run any of her in the main deck, but I feel like in terms of improving our bad matchups, specifically Jund, Narset's a step in the right direction. No problem, NCS. Thank you for the support. I'm feeling pretty good today. I'm excited to get to 100 games. Even if we just like 3-2 twice, I'm proud of how we've done. Alright, let's see how this goes. You need to keep streaming. I'm not doing a nursing contract in your area like I mentioned before, but going to work in New York, so keep them coming because between shifts I just get shut inside. I'll definitely keep streaming, don't worry. Will 100% do that. I have to start working again on Monday, so I might be streaming a little bit more in the afternoon, but I will keep it up. Really excited to see what our final win count is. Well, not final, but close to final. Okay, I'll put Archmage's Charm on top. Ideally, they're a matchup that's weak to Blood Moon. Misty Rainforest, okay. Well, I'm not going into work. I'm gonna be working from home. Gonna be supporting my head facilitator from home. I don't know exactly what it's going to entail, but it should be fine. I will not pay 2 life. Don't quite know what we're up against yet. Could be Infect, could be anything really. But I'm gonna wait for them to make a move. Alright, it looks like Bant. Just gonna Spell Snare that snake. Field of Ruin. Alright. Don't think I Blood Moon quite yet. Hey Gar. Love the Funky Kong emote, by the way. I think I'm gonna do one of these. We still got Force of Negation to counter Teferi in case any nonsense happens. This might be kind of an aggressive line from me, but I don't think they're going to want to use a Force here. Wow, they do. Interesting. Means they gotta have some good follow-up. I knew it. It's like I knew. Well, they need a second Force of Negation to really stop Blood Moon. Or they need an Astrolabe. Snapcaster Mage is a good one. Let's go with one of these. Go with Serum Visions. Really don't want either of those. I'd like to find something to counter an Astrolabe, because otherwise they're just going to be locked out of this game. Hey, Shady Wonder Boy. Gonna bolt that. That tells me they don't got a lot going on. All it takes is one of those cards, though. Nothing good. Remand's pretty good, because it does require snow mana to actually cast the Astrolabe. And they only have one snow source. So Remand under Blood Moon here is pretty killer. Okay, now we can just steal the Astrolabe. Which isn't the best play, but it's gonna be effective, I think. Alright, just keep chipping away with Snappy Boy. Can't believe we managed to block Bant out. Normally they have perfect mana. But I guess they kept a hand that was weak to Blood Moon. Alright, they give up. Cool. These are going to come in handy. I'll bring in my one Spell Pierce, take out Blood Moon, a Braid, Thing in the Ice, bring in my Relics, and Ashiok, take out 2 Serum Visions, and we'll give that a shot. I'm taking out the stuff that dies to Path. Relic's going to act as our sorcery speed cantrip in place of 2 of the Serum Visions. Ashiok's a realistic way to win the game because he can just mill them out. And Narset makes the whole premise of their deck unfunctional. Like, the whole point of their deck is, I'm gonna play everything and cantrip and gain incremental advantage. And if you just slam a Narset, it's like, nope. Thank you, Shady Wonder Boy. I try. Alright, there's Astrolabe. Just gonna lead on Serum Visions here. Try and find some hard counters. I think I'll take Ral. He's a pretty good game plan. Alright. Let's prioritize on fetching basics so that their Field of Ruin is a little bit worse. Do I Spell Snare this? I feel like I do. They need to have exactly Teferi to punish us. Yep, it's exactly Teferi. I thought they only ran... Oh, no, it's just Uro. Sure. Try and find something juicy here. Lightning Bolt's not it. Lots of lands. Really upsetting the amount of lands we're drawing. they shock this in, that's bad news for us. Alright, let's get another basic. Go Snapcaster Mage Opt. Try and find something that's not a land or a lightning bolt. Land. Archmage's Charm. Killer. A second one. That's really good. I think now's the time where we're gonna stop fetching basics and start trying to get them to crack their Field of Ruin. That's a good play, I respect that. Sure. Don't quite discard a card yet. Okay. We'll get a Steam Vents here. Try to draw two, pressure them on their instep more. I think this method of instep pressure is a bit more effective than what they're packing. Force, sure. They only got 3 cards left in hand though. Sinkhole's pretty good. Instants and sorcery, so we need to get 6 total. Float a red. Get a red. Probably gonna try and slam Uro here, right? Okay, cool. I dig it. That actually worked. Neat. So they don't have a counter spell, which means I think we're safe to slam Ral. Because they absolutely would have just, like, countered that if they had a counter spell, right? That gives me pretty valuable information. Yep. I think I take Relic. Charm's good. But I think shutting off Uro for the rest of the game is pretty valuable. Hey, Quetzalcoatl. Okay, there's Icefang Coatl. Trying to think of what they can do here to really punish us. We got our card advantage engine. We got Relic. Everything's coming up Millhouse. Ral's being attacked by Icefang Coatl. This is one of the instances where it having Death Touch, not that big a deal. Let's go with Mystic Sanctuary, put Spell Snare on top. Because I think we're in the mood to resolve this Relic of Progenitus. I think that's what we're trying to do. Targeting Cryptic Command, sure. Go with Spell Snare. They have a 2-drop. We should be good here. There we go. And I don't think we attack. They could have cracked their fetch land in response to save the Uro, but I think they know it's a losing battle. I don't know if Jace would be super bad. I think Ral generates more card advantage than him. Well, an equal amount, but he also upticks while he does it, so if their game plan's just a brainstorm, I think we're set. Jace, sure. Also, we got this sinkhole, right? Nah, Jace is a string bean. We can easily take him out. Big part of the reason I still left bolts in the deck. Because Uro kind of blanks them in terms of life total, but they're still good at taking out some of their key threats. Ashiok, sure. They might be trying to mill us out. I don't know how effective that's going to be. Let's go with Force. I think I'm keen on just flashing in both of these Snapcaster mages. Just trying to beat Ashiok down. Maybe just one of them's good. We can save the other one for spells. Oh, we drew an Ashiok of our own. Fantastic. So we get to be the mill deck. Alright, let's hit Ashiok. Flow to blue. Get that. Spell snare that. Countered Veil. Put Remand on top. Put Force on top. And I would just slam the Ashiok here, but I think it's best just to leave Remand open. We can win with 14 cards left in our library anyway. Just gotta play this smart. Let's take Lightning Bolt. Go with Ashiok. Start milling them. And I think through some combination of damage and milling out their library, we should be able to win here. Let's bolt this. mill him a little. I think we're gonna go with Remand. Some combination of Bolt Snap Bolts should get there. Tef, not really, not concerned with that at all, really. Let's remand him. And they can't recast Tef because of Ashiok. They have a fetch land. So we'll target Lightning Bolt. And that should be it. Good stuff. Alright. 1 out of 10's done. 9 more to go. Hey, Sergi. Who are you babysitting today, Jacob? I'm not babysitting anybody, unless you count my cat. Morgana. Are you my baby? Am I babysitting you? My wife's playing Animal Crossing, if that's what you are referring to. Also, hello, Spinal Remains. I agree. It was good magic. Hand's pretty good. Got some spell snares. Well, a spell snare, some serum visions. Try and dig for stuff that we need. Who was our opponent just now? I don't know their exact name, but they were playing Bant. And we actually managed to Blood Moon them game 1, which was pretty absurd. It's a nice, cozy Saturday afternoon here in sunny, chaotic Florida. Let's pop one of these. I like both of these. I'm gonna keep both going in blind. I like guaranteeing that we can hit our 4th mana so that we can convert this Cryptic Command. Yeah, Bant can be tough, but I think it plays very similar to blue-white now. I think the green cards definitely make it better, but I think I've sort of, like, weathered the matchup a little bit. I'm feeling confident in it. I used to be really, really stressed about it, but I think we found a good combination of cards to deal with them. I think Veil of Summer and Teferi are the problem cards, and everything else we can basically deal with. I think a lot of people are leaning on Uro right now, and that card's easy enough. Games 2 and 3. Mantis Rider. Go on. Alright. Let's try and flip this as quick as we possibly can. This could be 5-color aggro, maybe Tribal Flames. Interested to see the basic planes if that's the case. How's the corona situation in Florida? It's pretty bad. I'm not leaving my house at all. I have an autoimmune disease, so if I get this, it's pretty much game over. But I've managed to avoid it. I currently live in the country that has the most cases. It sucks. That's awful. Yeah, I think everybody's dealing with the pandemic in different ways. My strategy is just avoiding human interaction at all costs. I can't get it if I don't interact with people, at least in theory. Oh, the worst county. I'm an idiot. I didn't know you were also in Florida, Spinal Remains. Hello. Yeah, I'm gonna try my best just not to get it. Okay, this is definitely a Tribal Flames deck, right? I'm gonna try and find a Lightning Bolt here. Archmage's Charm. That's kind of meh. I mean, it could still be good. Really don't want this thing in the ice to get killed. Wild Nicatl. Probably gonna get burned out, right? Spooky. Lightning Helix. I'm just gonna pop the Spell Snare here. Not gonna be cheeky about this. They clearly want us dead. Bolt me, right? Yep. Alright. We gotta flip this. Gosh, this sucks. Okay. We'll go to 6. And probably get killed by all this shit. Bloodbraid Elf. Mantis Rider. Alright, so we're just cryptic tapping the whole team, right? That's what we're about. Okay, let's think about things we can beat. Ah, that's pretty bad. There's nothing I really want to put on top, so I think I'm just going to draw 2 cards raw here. And it was lands. It was lands. Why not flip right before their combat step? Because I want to kill them. I want to kill them really quick. Mantis Rider. That means we're dead to Lightning Bolt. If I put Cryptic on top, we would have been fine. They're gonna be at 1. Guess we're putting Cryptic on top now. Yeah, I messed up not putting that Cryptic on top. Sure, it would have put us to 2, but I think 2 and 3 are basically the same. Ideally, this punt's not going to cost us too much. Okay, they block. Alright, let's not die. They just have a lethal amount of burn spells in their hand, don't they? That's what this is. Just gonna fire a bolt off at us. Yeah, Boros Charm into Bolt, right? I'm dumb. I'm so dumb. I should have known that the Archmage's Charm was just gonna draw us lands. I should have guaranteed that it would have drawn us something useful. That's so upsetting. I know we can still win games 2 and 3, but Christ. They're more of a creature-based burn deck than anything. So I think my game plan is just going to be to try and anger them and then Blood Moon them out. Ral's likely too slow. Yeah, it's a really good anti-flood tool. I should have utilized it there. Yeah, I'm going to try not to focus on it. Yeah, Vash, I've been playing the Thing in the Ice builds for the majority of this camp. For the bigger events, I always play whatever I feel is best positioned in the meta. But for this, I just wanted to run the same consistent build. They're in place of 1 Ral and 1 Spell Pierce. I also took out the Dragon's Claws just because I think it's too narrow. I think mono red is already a good matchup in the spell-based burn decks. You know, we're just gonna have to cross our fingers and hope things work out. This hand's close. I think I am gonna keep it and just hope we hit lands. We just need 1 more land and we can really get things going. Bolt Noble Hierarch. Keep Spell Snare up. Nice. Good. Yeah, it's risky, but I'm in a risky mood. I think our opponent also kept a 1-lander. Amazon's delivering us something, honey.
Right now?
Yeah. Yeah, our opponent also kept a risky 1-lander. They were leaning pretty hard on Noble Hierarch. I wouldn't recommend what I did, but sometimes Magic just operates on thin margins like these. You gotta capitalize on them.
I wonder what it is. I wonder what it is.
Like, I doubt they would have led on basic forest if they had lots of mana. There's a lot better cards to lean on in terms of mana base on turn 1. I don't know, maybe I just got lucky, but I felt like my read was correct. Like, they probably just don't have a lot of mana if they're leading on a basic. Of course, I had nothing to base that off of, it was just speculation, but here we are. Thank you for being here, man. Thank you, Bundy. Raging Ravine. This is a weird deck. Convinced I just want to run this second one out here. Speed up our clock a little bit.
Yay, finally we have trash bags.
Happy days. Are they gonna shock this in is the thing. Probably playing Bloodbraid Elf here. If it cascades into a 1-drop, we're pretty good. Yeah, we'll just do that. Alright, next turn we can Snapcaster Mage Cryptic Command. Now we can Cryptic Command, beat down with the Snapcaster Mages. I can speak, I promise. Probably another Bebe, right? 1-drop. Mantis Rider. Okay. So they're just gonna die, I'm pretty sure, but to be safe, gonna counter Mantis Rider. I don't think this is Naya mid-range, I think it's just beat down stuff. 5-color beat down. 4-color. Yeah, I guess that's more accurate. I don't know where the Astrolabes are. I guess when you're an aggro deck, you're going too fast to make that happen. Probably not going to keep another risky hand like that. I have to operate under the assumption they're going to have a very aggressive start. This hand's great. This hand's so good. Okay, we got Anger, we got Ether Gust, Mana Leak, the whole 9 yards. We got Blood Moon and Anger. And the rest of our hand is lands or things to bridge us into that. This is excellent. Then again, we could still lose horribly. What 2-drops am I afraid of here? I don't think I'm afraid of any 2-drops. They haven't shown me a 2-drop that's not a spell in a very long time. So I think I'm Visionings here. Don't need a second Blood Moon. Yeah. It's funny though, I'm not gonna lie. We have a good dynamic regarding this stuff. My disdain is only 5% real. Most of it's just, I think it's endearing. What she does, not what I do. I don't think what I do is endearing. Oh, you mean when she said excellent? Yes. I thought you were referring to when she was knocking everything over. Okay, there's the cat. I think I'm fine with that. We'll just ether gust it. Oop. Let's see if they put it on the top or the bottom. They put it on the top. Okay. That means they either have a Bloodbraid Elf or they're planning on... They have a land and a Bloodbraid Elf, or they're planning on, like, drawing a land? I don't know. I don't know what it means. All I know is that we're gonna Blood Moon them here and it's gonna be awesome. They can still cast Bloodbraid Elf, though, is the big concern. That's the upsetting part. And our mana base is kind of crippled, too. I'm gonna have to hope for the best here. I'm not taking this damage. Let's see if they bottom it now. Are the Theros basics your new favorites? Nah, I really like the unsanctioned ones, but I can't afford them. I'm not too afraid of Bebe now that I got Thing in the Ice. How many bolts do you think they have? I guess the answer is at least one. Let's find out. No mutagen growth makes me happy, but it wouldn't make sense in a Bloodbraid Elf deck anyway. Tribal Flames, Spell Snare that. Do you have Lightning Bolt? No. You are not allowed. Well, good hand is good. Okay. I'm gonna mute myself, everybody. Arcanus, I can't help specifically with that, but MTG Goldfish came up with a really good video about how to get into Moto that should be on the front page of their website. I would highly recommend it. It's very informative. But yeah, Seth did a video about it. Exactly, Vash. Yeah, that video's where you want to be. Unlike us. Because I bet they're going to Meddling Mage the exact thing. Oh, they choose Cryptic. That's fine. I really, really want to hit a spell we can cast. There we go. We got very lucky here. I'm pretty sure we're gonna win now. Could be wrong, but feel like I'm not. How expensive is Blue Moon on Moto? I think it's like 600 ticks, maybe a little bit less. But you can definitely build cheaper versions of that if you choose not to run the basic mountain. Because then you can just run any fetch instead of the Scalding Tarns. Alright, Mantis Rider. But we're gonna get hit for 3 here. Bloodbraid Elf's probably blocking. Mantis Rider's probably the best draw. Really would like Snapcaster Mage Anger here. Sinkhole's also really good. Gonna put the basic island on top so that we can Cryptic tap their team down. I think they're going for an Alpha Strike next turn. Yeah, we're just killing this Mantis Rider. Like, so easy to kill this here. Pretty good choice, I think. Got a message. Oh. Yeah, Force of Negation. If you don't want to run this or can't afford it, you can just run Spell Pierces. It's not as good, but it'll get the job done. Can I share my Moonless list and get your opinion on it? Yes. Absolutely, Bobby. That sounds like bees. Quick, change to your net, Hannah.
I don't have my net. It just broke.
Oh no.
I'm running. Oh no. Ah. No. My God.
These numbers seem great. I'd replace Sulphur Falls with Basic Mountain if you can, but you're not running Scalding Tarn, so it makes sense why you don't have it. See, this is what I'm talking about. You can build this for like $580 in paper and like 300 ticks online. So I was wrong. It's actually way cheaper. Yeah, without Scalding Tarns, you want to build something exactly like this. I think this list is excellent. If you want to hedge against more creature-based decks, you can replace one of these Rows with a Thing in the Ice. But I think this list has a little bit of everything you need. Yeah. It's not quite a budget Blue Moon list, but if you want to get into Moto and you don't want to shell out a lot of money for the Scalding Tarns, I'd recommend exactly this. The numbers are not only great, but this fits perfectly with what we were just talking about. Let's see. Yeah, this is probably it. So for those of you interested in getting into Blue Moon on Moto, do you mind if I just link people to this list? Do you mind if I just link people to this list if it's like getting started with Blue Moon? Yeah, they're like a couple bucks more. I don't know. You might want to save the money. I think the really big expensive card is Force. If you take out Forces, let's see. Yeah, if you take out the Forces and replace them with Spell Pierce, this is going to be under $200 to play. Yeah, the big money ones are the Blood Moons, the Fetch Lands, and Force. Archmage's Charm is also kind of getting up there in price, so I'd snag your copies while you can. It's pretty cheap, actually, in terms of modern decks. Nice. There we go. Yeah, we played against like a 4-color zoo deck. Yeah, blue-red's just really, really good right now. It's probably like the 3rd best control deck in Modern, maybe the 2nd. It's up there. If you want control list with a more aggressive slant that doesn't rely on Uro to win. Like, Thing in the Ice, how do I put this? Thing in the Ice is basically our Uro, right? Except instead of recasting it a million times from the graveyard and it being super resilient to removal, it's a lot easier to enable. It can actually defend immediately. So it's more like middle of the road. Uro has higher highs but lower lows. You also can't hate out Thing in the Ice without something like a Fatal Push. How do I gotta find a way to articulate this better. It doesn't generate card advantage when it attacks, but the unsummon effect, the upheaval effect of when it flips is pretty valuable. Also, your building around it is just the same thing you'd want to be doing in a control shell anyway. Just lots of instants and sorceries. Hey, Gunbox. It can also generate card advantage too when it flips. If you have a Snapcaster Mage on the field. It just, of course, dies to removal and stays dead, unlike Uro. Waiting for Akiora for some useful stuff, but with how good blue-red is right now, I'm really scared it might throw everything into a shitstorm. I have the same fear. I have the exact same fear. I dread whenever a new set comes out. I absolutely dread it. Because they always print some nonsense to make control worse. Like, every time without fail since War of the Spark. It's awful. Like, they just keep printing busted freaking Magic cards that just make control really difficult to play. And we're finally at the point where, like, Uro's not so bad. Like, Uro's, like, kind of a problem, but not really. It's just another good threat. But I just can't wait for Ikora to come out and it be like, the theme is monsters. Here's a bunch of big, uncounterable monsters. Because why not? Yeah, they did print Mystic Sanctuary. I'll give you that. Mystic Sanctuary is pretty good for the control decks. It's just Veil of Summer, Oko, Teferi, stuff like that. I'm cautious. I'm cautious about new sets coming out because they almost never seem to work out in our favor. I'm 90% sure there will be a big green uncounterable creature with hexproof. Yeah, because the way they're advertising the set, it's like, hey, I know we need to print better answers, but how about threats? You guys like threats, right? Here's a set all about building your own perfect threat. Guaranteed there's gonna be some way to make your shit uncounterable, because why not? It's just gonna be a set filled with threats, I can already tell. Oh yeah, probably a Cavern of Souls reprint, because why not? Hey Stricter, good to see you again too. Exactly what you just said, ZZ, wake up. They're not basing it around the game being balanced anymore. They're basing it about what caters to their audience. And people like casting their big dumb creatures, so here we are. Yeah, I hope so, Zenine. Or Zine. Is Legacy the future? I don't know if I want to shell out the money to play Legacy. I also don't know if I'd like I don't know if I'd like a format that's completely dominated by blue. You feel me? Like I like playing blue in Modern because it feels like just powerful enough. I feel like in Legacy it's really busted. Get stuff like Brainstorm, Force of Will, True Name Nemesis. Like, come on. It just feels way too good. Everybody's doing really, really busted stuff, so you kind of need to play Force of Will. I like having options with my deck slots, you know? I hate being like, okay, I'm building a deck and I know I want there to be blue in it. 4 of my slots are already eaten up. We didn't update the record. I'm dumb. Thank you for that. They didn't escape this, right? Okay, I didn't think so. What do you think of the new Moto sounds? I've already muted them. I appreciate Wizards giving us more options, though. I think it's cool that they added the sounds just to give the players who are into that more options. They're gonna put Thoughtseize back on top of their library, aren't they? Oh, I'm definitely counting. Hey, do you think they have a Fatal Push? I think they're afraid to make control good. Last time they did it was blue-black fairies and it dominated every format they were in. Yeah. I understand not wanting control to be too good, but like making everything uncounterable is not the answer to that. Veil of Summer is not the answer to that. Just gotta design better answers. I agree, Ho from Azcanta. Thoughtseize, you got it. We can Mana Leak the Uro, but we can also Sinkhole plus Lightning Bolt it, which feels really bad, but at least it's a way to deal with this card game 1. Yeah, the name's pretty good. Our hand's pretty good, opponent. What do you got? I feel like they want to take the Mana Leak. That way, if they have other options, they're more keen to resolve them. All we gotta do is win 7 more games. And we can... No, I think we did update the record. Did we? I'm almost positive we did. Let's see, after we got how many more games? 8 more games. We might have already updated it. Yeah, we already did update the record. Pretty sure. Because we currently got 8 more games to play. Fatal Push. They can always put Fatal Push in their hand. Sanctuary. I think I'm keeping that. Not flipping thing just yet. Gotta wait. They don't have another Mystic Sanctuary. Sure, they can draw two. Fine with that. A-okay with that. Are you gonna release Uro? Really thinking about what they want to do here. If we can flip Thing in the Ice while Uro's on the battlefield, they gotta go through this whole escape process all over again. Watery Grave. Shocking that in. Thoughtseize. Okay, they got 3 cards unknown. Let's think. I think we're gonna start things off with Snapcaster Mage. Maybe get them to tap their mana down low. They're probably thinking if they have a counter spell now, it has to be exactly Force. That's probably what they're thinking. They might be trying something like Counter Bounce with Cryptic Command. Maybe Snapcaster Mage Fatal Push. Not sure. But I'm trying to put my opponent in the squeeze here. We are tapped out. So if you got something, you gotta make the move. Gonna let that hit. They lose 2 life. Look at our hand. They know that death is coming. They're probably taking Force here. And if they got a way to kill Thing, they need to do it now. But I feel like they don't, because we gave them numerous opportunities to kill this, and they did not. Wow, they take Lightning Bolt. Do they have Abrupt Decay? If they have Abrupt Decay, that'd be so savage. Do they have a counter spell for this? They do. That's rude. Yep, okay. Sure. Good plays on our opponent's part. Use Assassin's Trophy's ability. We can still win. That's part of the equation for victory. They can gain 3 life, right? Let's think. They're very close to just getting burnt out. Very, very close. So I think I'm going to Snapcaster Mage Lightning Bolt here. I'm dumb. I should have put Bolt on top. I'm so dumb. I'm so dumb. I was thinking I had more bolts than I did. I don't know why. I thought the sinkhole was another bolt. I was going to bolt them, put another bolt on top. Now I'm locked into it. Gotta hope I draw a bolt. Yeah, I could put bolt on top, snap serum. It's absolutely something I could have done. And then I could have bolted on their upkeep. Yeah. That would have been a way better line. Yeah, that was just me messing up. Ice Fang. Interesting. Are they not going to try and gain life? Or do they have another land? They do have another land, but they don't have enough green sources now to cast Uro. Which means we can win here if their last card isn't a piece of interaction. Wow. Holy crap. We somehow stumbled through that game. Yeah, they somehow messed up more than me. I'll take it. I'll take that any day of the week. Whew. They're also running Tarmogoyfs, aren't they? It's scary. I think I am bringing in these Ether Gusts then. Probably taking out some of the bolts. Give that a shot. Man, that was... I don't know. Nah, I don't know about explosives. The only things that can really hit that we care about are Goyf. And we got other ways to deal with Goyf. Like Sinkhole, Ether Gust, Relic. You really want to try Swerve or Redirect if you continue to see Jund and targeted removal. Yeah, that's not a bad idea. That could work. Is Swerve better than Redirect? Hang on. Or are those cards too narrow? Change the target of target spell with a single target. Are they the same card? You may choose new targets for target spell. Okay. So they're the same spell, basically. Yeah, being able to Thoughtseize my opponent instead sounds awesome. Let's go with this. It's okay, Shibuya. Spell Pierce is there mostly just as our Flusterstorm replacement. I used to play a lot of Flusterstorm, but now Jun's everywhere. So we need a way to kind of counter the Planeswalkers as well. So this card's worse in the late game than Flusterstorm, but it's more flexible in the early game, which is what I think we need. Oh, okay, so redirect is just better. Did I play a land? I did. Gonna bottom those lands. Try and get Narset down soon. We're gonna snare this Quaddle. We got ways to deal with Goyf, and if this is gonna be their big turn where they punish us, I assume it's gonna be something like playing an Uro, which means we have a window to slam Narset. Ashiok. That's way worse. Yeah, that's way worse than Uro. We're gonna lose a lot of spells now. Our fetch lands are also offline. Sinkhole's worse, yeah. Yeah, we got baited there. Let's see how good Narset is. Please resolve. Kinda need this to resolve. Ether Gust, pretty good. Mana Leak's also sitting pretty. I think I'm going with Leak. I tend to respond to the Sanctuary trigger with Opt before putting the card back on top. Helps me make sure I can use the Scry more effectively. Is there any reason you don't do this? Yeah, sometimes I don't do that just because I know that I want to spell right just now, and I'm willing to pay the 1 blue mana to sort of act as a tutor for that. Like, turning my Opt into a Demonic Tutor is worth knocking the Scry value. Stonk, thank you for the follow. Stonic, I believe. Like, sure, you know what's on top, so you don't get value out of the Scry, but let's say you're opting trying to dig for something, and it's the top card of your library anyway, you still want to put that card in your hand. Like, a lot of the times I just use my Opt to get the card in my hand right now, right when I need it. Sometimes using the Scry is valuable, don't get me wrong, but sometimes I just want to make my Opt a tutor instead. Yeah, don't worry, we're only running Narsets in the sideboard. It's still the same deck. I like Archmage's Charm here. Probably a bit more than Spell Snare. I think I'm taking that. Yeah, maybe there's value in doing it the other way. But what if I want that card on my opponent's end step and don't want to use the mana on my own turn? Like, let's say I put an Archmage's Charm on top, and then I fetch Sanctuary, put Archmage's Charm on top, then Opt. Now I can fire that off at my opponent's end step. So it really just depends on the context of the situation. I just find myself being in situations where more times than not I want the card immediately. I try not to use my Sanctuaries until the last moment I possibly can. Luke. Luke, I miss you. Everybody say hi to Menorah Fedora. It's my friend Luke. I love you, Luke. How's life? I see you online playing Rainbow Siege all the time, but I feel like I haven't seen you in ages. Also, hi. Stuck indoors forever? Hey, me too. Are you also not allowed to work? I am. I have rheumatoid arthritis, Luke. So if I get this, I'm pretty much fucked. And like, so I'm just staying inside. I'm staying as away from people as I possibly can. And I'm starting to go crazy. You're working from home? Okay, good. Good. I start working from home on Monday. Yeah, it's pretty bad. I used to get flare-ups to like 102 degrees when I was a teenager just because my immune system was attacking itself so much. It was awful. The sideboard doesn't show Narset listed. Okay, I need to update that then. Also, I need to fix my lighting, which is currently garbage. There we go. Opponent really wondering what they can do. Yeah, I think the sideboard cards should be a little bit different, but the main deck should be the same. They're milling themselves again. I don't know why they're not milling us. Are they digging for Uro? We can just counter Uro, right? Dead of Winter. That's a weird one to put on top. That's a weird one to put on top. That's a weird one to keep in. It's a really weird one to keep in. Why would you keep the board wipe in? Okay, they don't put it on top. Sure. Cryptic's pretty good. What are we in the mood for? Don't think we popped this quite yet. Still want to be able to tag an Uro if that's what they're trying to do. They're actually kind of helping us, right? Because if we draw our Ashiok, they've milled themselves so much already. They're gonna Abrupt Decay Narset? Deal. That is the easiest trade I think I've made it. Yeah, wow. And unlike last time, we're not going to get boiled for it because we're not against Jund. Uro, yep. They don't draw a card off this. Thanks to Narset. I'm fine with them gaining 3 life for 3 mana. This is what I'm talking about. These Uro decks cannot beat a Narset. They already run so few creatures to actually pressure her. It's just not something they can realistically do. Just gonna bolt this now. I want access to my fetch lands, damn it. Okay. Luke, thank you for the $4.20. I hope you get some sweet no-scopes, bro. Message me on Xbox or Discord later. Absolutely. I'll play Siege with you tonight. As soon as I'm done streaming, like, I'll get my chores done around the house and then I'll pop online and play Siege with you. I'm still garbage at it, but I can just brainlessly run around as Ash, no problem. Ideally, at this rate, I should be done at about 7. Because I should be done streaming at probably 6, and that gives me an hour to do my chores. Veil of Summer. Man, I hate that card. At least they're not going to draw a card off it, though, so this acts just more like a Dispel. So, that's another benefit of Narset, right? Is it makes Veil of Summer a terrible magic card. Because it doesn't cantrip anymore. Unless they try to pick a fight with you on your end step. Don't think I'm putting anything on top. Well, okay. I guess now I am. Mana Leak. There we go. Our opponent has conceded from the game. Green Dispel still feels good. Yeah, it's good, but like, if you're already running blue, why not just run Dispel? You know what? It's actually still better than Dispel, right? Because it makes your sequential spells uncounterable as well. So even with Narset out, that card's just better than an actual counter spell. Don't listen to me, I'm dumb. 730 YSZ, thank you for the follow. I appreciate that. Yeah, it also gives hexproof to creatures. Yeah, even with Narset, it's just way better. Will, hello. Howdy, howdy. Amy Gabriel, thank you for the follow. Yeah, we're back at it, bae. Also, Will, I thought I should let you know, I don't know if you're part of the MTG Fitness crew or not, or if that's even a thing, but I remember you saying something about it on Twitter when I said I was gonna do Blue Moon Boot Camp. I've lost like 5 pounds since I started doing this. Would you say about 5 pounds?
Probably.
Yeah.
I don't think it's due to the boot camp, though.
What do you think it's due to?
Quarantine?
Probably just quarantine, yes. Dispel stops Bolt, Veil does not. Yeah, that's true. I guess they both have their upsides and downsides. I'm gonna keep this. This hand's not great, but it could be. It's all the sweating and dehydration, probably. Yeah. It probably is. Well, pounds are pounds, right? It's not like I haven't been exercising. It's just probably not the reason I've been losing weight.
You've been losing weight because you haven't been eating fast food every day.
I do loads of the MTG Fitness stuff, being a Marine and all. You're a Marine? That's badass. That's so fucking cool. Well, thank you for doing what you do. Probably healthier reading. What's the goal? I want to get under 200 pounds, because when I started this, I was 215. Now I'm at like 209. So I still got like 9 more pounds to go, and I want to keep myself at the proper lifestyle so that this doesn't happen again. Thalia's Lieutenant. I'm gonna opt here. Try and find a bolt. I'm so... Ugh. I love it. Okay. What do I actually bolt here, though? I think I bolt Thalia's Lieutenant, to be honest. Just take the 3 here. That way I can steal champion of the parish. I don't know if I'm gonna bolt the champion. I'm both working out and dieting. Hannah's making me healthy meals. For the most part, I still eat like garbage every now and then, and I really gotta stop eating like chicken nuggets and stuff. But my dinners are all really, really healthy. And I've been running almost every day. I've been planking. I'm kind of a scrub when it comes to this, so I'm just doing stuff that I think will work. Corey, hi. How's your day been going, my dude? Oh man, this is gonna be hilarious. Are you guys ready for this? Thank you for the 4-4. It's been great. We closed out some big projects at work yesterday, so I've been reading lots of books and drinking tea. That's pretty good. I've been drinking tea with Hannah almost every morning. Keyword being almost. I've been slacking on it. I'm posting daily workouts on Twitter if you want to mix it up. Nice! Okay, yeah. I'm pretty sure I'm already following you, but I'll pay closer attention to your Twitter to, like, catch wind of those. Just don't do it too much at once. Build it up. Don't build a house without a foundation, right? That's true. Quarantine locked me in just the beginning of my 2nd month at the gym. Oof. Now kill them with only champion. What do you remove from the sideboard for Narset? I removed a Spell Pierce and Ral, I believe. And I took out Dragon's Claw for another Ether Gust. My Snap does make it bigger. They're probably going to go somewhere like... I'm trying to think. They're probably just going to play Reflector Mage, right? Yeah, if you want to work out, it's important not to make it too unpleasant where you don't want it to. But at the same time, you gotta keep pushing yourself. It's a fine balance, comes down to discipline mostly. Yeah, when my muscles get really, really sore, I tend to just like stretch and take a break. I'm trying not to do it every day to the point where things are just ridiculously uncomfortable. Fisco, thank you for the follow. I appreciate that. I think I clicked way too early. And they ended up taking the bolt. I'm dumb. Yeah, that might have cost us the game. Hopefully that didn't cost us the game. I should have bolted the freebooter. I don't know why. I was thinking of other things. Yeah, now they're going to go Reflector Mage, right? Yeah, we can always snap bolt it back. Is this Thalia? No, it's just Reflector Mage. Getting Thing in the Ice? Okay. Alright, we got the beat. Everybody get on your feet. Okay, they have... What's it called in their hand? Phantasmal Image, almost certainly. Mantis Rider, right? I don't really care. Like, I do not care about that card. I'm gonna Snapcaster Mage, Bolt Reflector Mage. Sorry, this champion's now on the winning team. Okay, they're just going 2 Mantis Riders. Fine by me. They have 0 cards in hand currently. I think we can race this. Don't need a 4th one. Yeah, they need a good top deck here. Do I kill Freebooter? I think I do. I really do. I think that's it. That's probably the line. Because that gets me back Bolt. No, hang on. Let's think. If you kill Freebooter, you just win. If you draw land, that's true. Pretty sure this does it. We can clear their board. We don't know what they drew, though. What's the thing? Yeah, I'm gonna go for it. If we draw a red source or Scalding Tarn, we win. I'm pretty sure. I'm gonna risk it. Gonna go to 2. Hope they don't have Kessig Malcontents or whatever. Ether Vial, cool. I'm pretty sure we lose now. Yeah. Yeah, because now they just hit us with Mantis Riders. That sucks. We were close. I feel like I fucked up. I don't know. I definitely feel like I messed that up. Maybe I should deploy the thing in the ice early. I don't know. Bolt Self and T-pose. Yep. Not if I kill us both first. Yeah. I don't even know if it was a misplay is the thing. Maybe it was. See, we took 6 damage there as opposed to 4. I don't know. I think the big misplay was just not playing Thing in the Ice out there. Like, I should have played that early on. We could have cast enough spells to win the game, I'm pretty sure. Oh, the Freebooter misplay. Oh, you mean when I didn't bolt it? Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I was thinking about other stuff at the time. It's unfortunate. I really just gotta focus up if I want to win this. I thought you were referring to the Magmatic Sinkhole misplay. Yeah, I agree, Herring. That definitely was what cost me the game. Socializing while playing Magic is difficult. I'm not gonna make excuses, though. I should have focused more on what I was doing. Hand's not keepable. This one's a little better. Gonna keep this. I think I'm bottoming Serum Visions. Let's keep Opt on top. Ether Vial, okay. I doubt they're gonna play a green creature or a red creature next turn that I really care about. I'd like to steal this Ether Vial. Thalia, right? It's like the one thing I don't want to see right now. Yeah. I'd even take Meddling Mage because the odds of them actually naming something important is so slim, it's laughable. God. Okay. Now we need to convert this Ether Gust, which probably isn't going to happen. They go Mantis Rider here, we could be okay. But they're gonna go Meddling Mage, aren't they? Yep. Very curious as to what they name here. Lightning Bolt. Well, don't have any of those in our hand currently. Thalia's Lieutenant. Guess I gotta do this now. Well, that killed the Noble Hierarch, but I don't really know if that does anything. They have a Phantasmal Image, they can flash it in. Save Thalia. Now, I'm not stealing Vial yet. I didn't even get the right mana for it because I'm leaning more on drawing Anger than I am on actually playing Vial. Because I don't think Vial actually does anything on this board. Anger, however, could be nice. Yeah, Thalia just bought them so many turns here. It's like a double time walk. Just couldn't cast our spells efficiently. I don't even know if it has high potential because it's currently on 3. Alright, we need Anger of the Gods here. We're gonna take 7. We need Anger of the Gods or Engineered Explosives. Those two would do it. Okay. Kessig Malcontents. We're dead. Cool. Yep, that misplay cost us the league. I really need to focus better. Did we not update our record properly? I guess we didn't. Because we only got one more game, right? And we've lost once. Yeah, so it doesn't make sense for it to be where it currently is at. Yeah, okay. That's the thing about Magic, right? You mess up once and then that's it. At least against the aggro decks. Against Control, if you mess up once, it really depends on the context of what's in their hand. Hey, we're against the E-Tron player again. Fantastic. We ran into this person yesterday. I always love playing against E-Tron. It's my favorite. Do they have natural Tron is the question. This shuts off our other opt, and also any 1-drops we draw down the line. Mana Leak's pretty good. Do they have natural Tron? They kept 7, so I... God, I hate this card. It's a 1-of in their deck. Maybe we'll draw Blood Moon. Nope. Please don't be another creature. Yep. I don't even know what sequence of draws gets us out of this. We would need like Blood Moon here into like everything that matters. This is not what it is. This is not what we need. Might as well discard this useless opt. Reality Smasher. I assume that's coming down. Uncounterably, of course. Good job, opponent. Oh man, I just hate losing to this card. It feels like such a relic. But at the same time, it's not. Because that's the design philosophy now, just... fun having an entire archetype shut down because of that. I'll keep this. I'm gonna Spell Pierce a map if they play it here. Not, they're just gonna double Eldrazi Temple us, right? That's some nonsense. That's some hot nonsense. So sick of that. Are they gonna Reality Smasher us now? Like, what am I supposed to do against that? Oh, it went terribly. I fucked up in the early game and we ended up losing the whole match. Narset's cool. Put Rejection on top. Play Narset. We're gonna look past Blood Moon, I can already tell. I kinda like Deprive. I like Deprive a lot. I also really like Ral. I think it's Deprive. If they smash Narset, that gives us enough stuff in the yard to Sinkhole, assuming they don't just have another threat here. I know, but it's not like... How do I put this? People don't value salting off well enough. They don't value the catharsis that comes from small outbursts. I'm not trying to be a member of the MPL. I'm not trying to do this professionally. I'm just trying to support an archetype that needs help. An archetype that I really, really love. If I really wanted to take this to the next level and be a pro, sure, I do the best to repress my emotions. But I think in the grand scheme of things, it's important for me to be honest with how I feel. That way it just doesn't all manifest in unhealthy behaviors down the line. If you space these things out over the course of when it happens to like down the line, it becomes a lot less intense down the line. So if I'm upset, I'm gonna say I feel upset. And I know that doesn't make for great content, but I'm just trying to help this archetype first. I'm not trying to be like... I'm not trying to be an influencer. Do you get what I mean? Rather just do what I can. And part of what keeps me going is just when nonsense happens, I want to say how I honestly feel about it. It'd be weird if I was cool with this happening, you know? It'd be bizarre. Yeah, I think it's perfectly reasonable to get upset about Cavern of Souls. That card's just a mistake. And everybody knows it. You're not gonna beat somebody who's like, honestly, this card's fine. It was created for nonsense reasons. And it shits on an entire archetype. Like, why shouldn't I be upset about that? I think that line of thinking's really, really good if you're trying to be a pro. Like, if you're trying to do this for a living, you can't get upset every time you encounter something that's stupid. But for somebody just like me, somebody who's just like trying to do this a little bit for somewhat smaller reasons, I think I'm okay with it. Yeah. And you have every right to think that it's okay. You absolutely have every right to think that. I'm not going to take that from you. I'm not going to say you're dumb for thinking a Cavern of Souls is right or any of that nonsense. What I will say, though, is it just is way too much hate. What do I want to do here? And I'm of course not articulating myself well. But I feel like there's a bunch of threats in Magic that you can only really deal with on the stack effectively. Like, let's take a look at Reality Smasher. This thing punishes you for trying to remove it. It has Trample and Haste, so you get value off of it immediately. So the two main ways to deal with it are counter spells and discard. Make sure that they either can't resolve it or they don't have it in their hand. Cavern takes all this creature's weaknesses away. Because you can always just top deck a Reality Smasher, so discard's not as effective. That's stupid. Creatures, if they're going to be this powerful, should have a weakness. And not a weakness that's easily covered up just by putting a land in your deck. It's too easy to patch up the holes in this thing's design. Way too easy. Cavern should just come into play tapped. Like, everything else about Cavern is fine, but if it came into play tapped, you'd have time to Field of Ruin it. Boseiju comes in tapped. Why does Cavern not come in tapped? Is there any good reason? I don't think there is. I think it's just they really, really wanted all the people playing their good threats to have those threats resolve. I think it was done for business, which is scummy. Like, it is the definition of a scummy move. And sure, if I really wanted to harden myself professionally, I wouldn't care. I'd accept that it's a weakness and I'd move on. But if I want to have fun, if I want to keep playing the game and not get burnt out, I don't want to lie to myself about how I feel. That's going to make it so that they get Cavern. And now I have to counter this because if I don't, they get Cavern. And now they're just going to draw threat and kill me, probably. Why not opt? Because I had to use the opt to get Sinkhole. Chalice on one, sure. It's not even a tribal thing. Like, the Eldrazi tribe has 3 creatures. Mattery Shaper, Thought-Knot Seer, and Reality Smasher. And the through line between all those creatures is the most efficient way to deal with them is to counter them. Reality Smasher is immune to removal, essentially, because it replaces itself. Thought-Knot Seer takes the removal away from you, and Reality Smasher just kills you. So the most efficient way to deal with these things is to counter them. It's not even a tribal thing. The card should just come into play tapped. Then cards like Field of Ruin could actually do their fucking job and keep the lands like that in check. I didn't see Ari Lax's musings on the Mulligan rules. No. See, now we're just flooding out. Flooded Strand is aptly named. The long and short of all of this is I know who I am and I know what my priorities are when I play Magic. And I gotta keep myself stable and healthy one way or another. And little outbursts like this, in the face of just like stuff that fucks you over, it's healthy. It's healthy to be emotive. Maybe not to the extent that I'm being, but like some amount of catharsis is important. Field would definitely be good, don't get me wrong, but Archmage's Charm is just such a... I have to let this resolve. I really do. Because we got Archmage's Charm steal one of these spirits. It's just too much. Now, Field of Ruin would be good here, but the problem again is if they resolve one of these threats, they basically just win the game. Because they all punish you for trying to interact with them on the battlefield. And they can cast them off of Cavern. It's like... Field of Ruin doesn't even solve the Cavern problem. Even if it was legendary, they could just get it with... Like, that deck runs one copy of Cavern, but they essentially run 5 because of Expedition Map. And any E-Tron player worth their salt is just going to get that design mistake on the field as quickly as possible. At least if they know they're against a control deck. So, like, it being legendary doesn't help. The only way to fix that card, that's realistic in my opinion, is to just have it come into play tapped. So that Field of Ruin can snipe it before they get value off of it. Thank you, Sniper. Yeah, I know that it's not fun watching me be upset, but you guys gotta understand, it's important. It's important to be honest with yourself and your feelings in any aspect of your life, as long as you're not actively hurting somebody. Like, I'm being mad at an abstract entity. I'm being mad at that card, and at Wizards of the Coast. And me being mad at Wizards of the Coast isn't going to realistically hurt anybody. It's not going to hurt anybody's feelings. There's no negative stuff in other people's lives that's created for it. And the positives for me are significant. I'm like, okay, I got that off my chest, I can move forward. Blood Moon is the easiest way for us to realistically deal with Cavern, because it makes that card worse before they can get value off of it. CG Dark Soul, thank you for the follow. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. If that Cavern comes into play as a mountain, and they can't get value off of it like that, there you go. Cavern's like 90% of why I play Blood Moon. And like all these other lands that are just like, haha, look at our instant value that you can't interact with. I hate that. That is my least favorite thing in Magic, bar none. And the reason I run Blood Moon is because I want some realistic way to deal with that. Because I feel as if all aspects of the game should be able to be interacted with to some capacity. In a way that is effective. Everything should have hate. And the land hate in Modern is laughable. Field of Ruin is a joke. Blood Moon is your best option to hate on decks that depend on their lands. Because the way lands have been designed from 2012 onward is we gotta make sure the players get value out of them immediately so they don't feel bad. So I have to run Blood Moon as a countermeasure. It's my best option. If there was a better option out there, I'd run it. Now, the big problem with Alpine Moon is they just blow it up. They just blow it up with Blast Zone. See, they printed a land that can immediately destroy the things that are supposed to hate on lands. You get Alpine Moon, one set later you get a Blast Zone. It's like clockwork. It's constant. It's excessive. No, not even Wasteland, because Wasteland doesn't solve the problem either. Your land hate being lands that say destroy target land, it's not enough. The value lands need to not be able to generate value the turn that they come out. Cards like Wasteland and Field of Ruin are fine to an extent, but they don't solve the issue. I totally agree. The main reason I love blue and counterspells is because having things I can't interact with makes me feel miserable. To hate on that is truly horrid. Yes, exactly. That statement right there, Quetzalcoatl, is the crux of why I play this archetype. It can deal with most things, except lands. And for the lands, I have Blood Moon. See, I bet we're going to lose to a Cavern here. They're going to go Summoner's Pact and play Cavern. Because again, it's like clockwork. These decks need their big dumb creatures that immediately get value and win the game to resolve, so they have to run Cavern. I'm going to see if I'm correct. Let's let this resolve. The correct thing to do is to just deprive it. Because it's obvious that they really want this to resolve to find a Primeval Titan. There you go. I see the argument all the time that if Cavern wasn't a card, control decks would just be too good. But I think people forget all the time that the rock, paper, scissors mechanic of Magic works perfectly. Aggro just beats control. Really, really aggressive aggro decks, stuff like Dredge, stuff like Burn, that stuff beats control no problem. You don't need this. If you want to run big stupid creatures, accept the fact that you're going to lose to a counterspell. The same way control players need to accept the fact that they're going to lose to aggro. Like, there you go. When the rock, paper, scissors things check out, And when I play against an aggro deck, things don't feel hopeless. Like, I think I have some spells that I can maybe draw that will hopefully make things work out. It's no guarantee, but it's possible. Huh? No, I don't need a hug, thank you. I appreciate the offer. The games are good, is what I'm trying to say. The games are fun, they're interactive, they're back and forth. This shit's just nonsense. If you thought about trying Legacy control decks, it's better than Modern. Jumping into a new format's scary, but it is something that I've considered. Yeah, Enter the Battlefield tapped would have been fine here. There was no reason they need to make this come into play untapped, other than they just wanted to sell packs. And why wouldn't I get upset about that? Now I have to play this little sub-game because their land that immediately gets value when it comes into play got another land that immediately comes into value and gets just... I'm incoherent at this point. Yeah, it wouldn't hurt by being legendary. Boseiju is legendary and comes into play tapped. Just make this card a Boseiju for creatures. You don't even need to pay the life. But I think what happened was nobody played Boseiju. So they're like, we want to make sure this one gets played. So we'll make it really good. Short-term gains, long-term consequences. I think 2 is a good place to start. You can always go up more if you go up more on Thing in the Ice and you want to protect it. I'm okay, Roshi. Just a little tilted. Just a little tilted. Okay, Dryad gets around the Blood Moon, because of course it does. See, and then they print stuff that gets around the one thing you're supposed to hate on with these. The interview with Tolarian Community College is maddening. Oh, I gotta check that out. I have to check that out. I can only imagine how it went. I can only imagine. Yeah. It honestly gets so bad, like the cavern problem's so bad, I have to take frequent breaks from playing this game. Like, I don't know if you guys noticed that during the boot camp, but there were just some days where I didn't even stream. It's because I didn't want to run into this nonsense. I'm like, will I have fun doing that? Honestly, no. I will not have fun queuing up for a league and being like, haha, you can't interact with me. I'm not going to enjoy that. So why would I play it? Like, why would I? It doesn't make sense. I mean, I have other things I can do with my time. Easily. And I think that's how people felt about Standard for a while. When Oko was legal. I think they were just like, why would I waste my time with this? And they had every right to think that. It was nonsense. What kind of camp are you, Jacob Comiskey? We're currently in the Blue Moon boot camp. We're trying to play the same list of Blue Moon for 30 days and seeing what our results are. Professor deserves sainthood. I agree. That man puts up with way too much crap. Like, he is the magic YouTuber, right? And that means lots of pressure. That means being the voice for your community. I can't even imagine the amount of stress that man has to put up with. Like, I couldn't do it. Yeah, he is a content machine, and that's exhausting. I respect the professor just because he's in a really difficult position. It's hard being that guy, you know? Steve. Okay. Let's see if they do a greedy attack here. Nope. Okay. I'm okay, Hayden. We had a stressful last game, but we're doing alright. Currently killing every single primeval titan this person owns. Justice. That's another reason I play Blood Moon. Whenever this works, it feels like justice. Because it is. People try and tell me all the time Blood Moon is an unfair card when stuff like Field of the Dead and Cavern and like the Urza lands exist, and I'm just like, you're just wrong. If you Blood Moon out an opponent that's trying to prevent you from playing the game, like, if the tools aren't there, go for it. Winning with Blood Moon against an opponent that's playing Cavern is incredible. It's as incredible as it is losing to Cavern. It's like two extremes, right? It's the highest highs, it's the lowest lows. What do I want here? I think I still want Sinkhole. I think I just bring in Spell Pierce, probably. Yeah, that Ice Cube did work. Ice Cube will swarm over every person playing Cavern. This hand's serviceable. You missed one of my rants, Curd Bros. So nothing new. Just me ranting about Cavern. We ended up 3-2ing a league because of that card. Both of our losses were to Cavern decks. Although, to be fair, against the humans deck, I ended up losing that one just because I made a huge misplay. But the E-Tron matchup was just 100% that card existing. Alright. If they got it, they got it. Like, we do not have any good interaction in our hand. But flipping 2 thing in the ice in a row is a pretty surefire way to win a game of Magic. Alright, there's Blood Moon. I like both of these. Oh yeah, like, it's not only up there with terms of Teferi and Veil of Summer and like Field of Ruin, I think it surpasses it. I really do. Because those cards, for the most part, you can at least answer. Did I say Field of Ruin? I meant Field of the Dead. Field of the Dead creates creatures, right? You can play something to hate on the zombie tokens or make it relatively inconsequential. It's about as bad as Cavern, but not quite. With Veil, you can at least counter the stupid thing. Maybe you have more counters than your opponent. With Teferi, you can beat it down. What do you do against a Cavern? You play Blood Moon. That's it. That is your option. Yeah, Chalice is dumb too, because a lot of the things that answer Chalice also get countered by Chalice. Chalice does the same thing Cavern does, but for aggro decks. Chalice is all about, hey, you want to play the cheapest, most efficient spells because this is modern? Too bad. However, again, you still have sort of answers to Chalice. Unfortunately, other than a Braid, none of them are main deckable. So I'd argue it's probably even worse than Cavern, if you're an aggro deck. Are you really going to tell me that you want a spell that doesn't go to the face in your aggro deck? Do you really want that? No. You gotta be as efficient and lean as possible for your deck to work. It's just how it goes. I don't think we're attacking here either. I think we're just leaving open Aether Gust. Cavern can get around Chalice. That's true, and also hilarious. On the same lines you can Summary Dismissal, you can't Summary Dismissal. Because if you put Summary Dismissal in your deck, you're going to lose percentage points against every non-Cavern deck in the format. You see, they print these cards like Ashiok's Erasure and Summary Dismissal, which give players like a glimmer of hope, but are just too expensive to actually be playable without your percentage points taking a plummet. A Braid is a playable Magic card, as is Blood Moon. Blood Moon's relevant enough in a bunch of other matchups. Summary Dismissal is a joke. It's the kind of card they print being like, see, we hear your complaints about uncounterable spells. We care, but they don't. Ether Gust, kind of like a Braid, is a very similar card. It hates on uncounterable spells, but only very specific ones. It's not as flexible as a Braid. It fits this niche role well, but you can't run it in your deck game 1. And you have to, of course, draw it before they Unga Bunga their creature out and kill you. The whole thing is just a mess. See? I have to have this exact sequence to deal with one land. I have to Ether Gust my opponent's uncounterable thing, and then Blood Moon. That's the only way to efficiently deal with this. If you have Field of Ruin, their prime time is going to resolve. If you Blood Moon first, they just kill the Blood Moon and then slap you in the face with zombies. You have to have very specific cards. See? Even here. Abrupt Decay. Take a look. They're going to destroy it, they're going to play their uncounterable thing, and they're likely going to win. Yeah, Braid and K-Command are main deckable, but they're not main deckable in an aggro deck. Which is the main thing that Chalice hates on. It hates on players trying to be aggressive and efficient. They're never going to ban Cavern. Too many people have built their lives around this card at this point. It's not something I think they would ever do. Why is everybody saying Mana Leak? Didn't they make it uncounterable? Oh, let me guess. My opponent didn't actually make it uncounterable. Did they? I had an opportunity to Mana Leak that, but I was too furious to actually see it. See? Tiny outbursts are important, but long tirades actually are ultimately unsustainable. Because we got lucky there. I missed something that was very, very important, and it could have easily cost us the game. And I missed it because I was angry. As with all things, you need balance. And I think I've been talking about this too long, and it's starting to affect my game. They didn't have the mana to make it uncounterable. Right. Fair enough. It's justice, but I think I am going to stop talking about this. You guys get my point. Let's update our record. Yeah. Exactly, Fisticuff Smith. And I appreciate your honesty regarding that. I really do. Because one of the big things I'm always afraid of when I talk about stuff like this is people who play the deck and being like, I lost to Blue Moon once. Cavern's not bad at all. Like, anecdotal evidence. And I think if you ask people who actually play Cavern, they're going to be like, yeah, the only way I can beat a counterspell is with that card. And it's important to get that honesty out there, because that's reality. I think if you lie about what that card does to the metagame as a whole, then WotC will have an excuse to ignore it. And I doubt me ranting about this is going to change anything, but at least makes me feel a little less helpless. At FNM, a dude with Gruul budget Etron didn't have Cavern and easily lost to me. Yeah. They need that card to beat counterspells, because it covers all their weaknesses. The decks can grind out any mid-range deck not running counters with something like Field of the Dead. You can race aggro decks because you can just get the life gain land. and make a bunch of zombies so that you can't swing through with your Swift Spears or your Goblin Guides anymore. Those decks should have a weakness. They should have a weakness. It's as easy as that. That's why when people ask me what they thought, what I thought the best modern deck was, I mean, Zetron. Just because that deck only loses to other decks running Cavern of Souls and Primeval Titan. And Tron. Because you just have to go bigger than it. You have to do the same thing E-Tron's trying to do, but bigger. And that's its weakness. Its weakness is, at the end of the day, itself. E-Tron and Amulet Titan, sure, they might have completely different strategies, but they're both big mana, play my unbeatable thing, I win. And if your thing is bigger and comes out a little bit quicker, maybe on the same turn, you're gonna win. It's that simple. Burn's still good. You can absolutely still play Burn and win games. Burn's a very good deck. I doubt it's ever going to be terrible unless they print, like, a land that enters the battlefield and gains you 5 life and can tap for any color. But why would they do that? Okay, Fisticuff Smith. But that means you win by default, right? If they didn't play games 2 or 3, then that means you won, right? Okay. Easily 5-0 multiple leagues and then get destroyed in the prelim. I get what you're saying, Oblivions. So Burn might be a deck that's more suited towards grinding leagues than the prelims because everybody's playing Uro currently. What do you end up facing in the preliminaries? Was it stuff like Uro? Because I know people are very hot on that card and it can be really devastating for Burn from what I glean. Oh, okay. Rao's really good. Rao's super, actually. I'm bottoming both of these. We have enough instants and sorceries to kill at prime time, right? Thank you for the team I love. Also, shoutouts to Hannah for being the most amazing friend ever during this. Hannah's witnessed me being like this all the time, and it's really not fair for her, but she still helps me out anyway. I love you, Hannah.
I love you too, Jacob.
Thank you for the sweet tea. It even has a lemon in it.
Yeah, squeeze a lemon in it. It would taste better.
Okay. It's really nice of you. Hannah's heard me rant about Cavern of Souls more times than I can count. It's really not fair. Friend and White are not wife are not mutually exclusive. She definitely is my wife, but before that, we were always friends. And we still are. We still have fun together. I think the best thing you can probably do is just marry your best friend. And I know that probably sounds really sappy and saccharine, but it's what I believe. Dredgetron, Gruul aggro with new god in the main. Okay, yeah, Klothys is really bad for burn. 5-color Niv and Devoted Heliod. Yeah, Dredge is a terrible matchup for burn if they mill over Creeping Chills, right? Thank you, Roshi. Alright. So Primetime's gonna make its grand entrance, I believe. Alright, here it is. Yeah, exactly. Beat Dredgetron, nice. Lost to Gruul having Klothys and Claw? Wow, and Claw? 5-color Niv is bad when it hits its color. Whoop, sorry. Finks and Saheeli main. Ugh. Yeah, that's just a lot of life gain. Okay. What do we do here? I think the first thing we do is probably just... Oh, Maybe we just keep tapping their dudes down? Maybe trying to kill with Primetime... Maybe trying to kill Primetime isn't even realistic. We're gonna get Teleria West, right? Yeah. Should we try racing? Is that what we're in the market for? Can Ral race Primeval Titan? Think we try to ult? Right. I think so too. I don't think they can give the zombies haste. Archmage's Charm, Lightning Bolts. Alright, let's give it the old college try. That's funny, Roshi. Yeah, I think we're trying to ultimate here. Because despite WotC's best efforts, they haven't printed a land that can deal direct damage to Planeswalkers. They have Blast Zone, but Ral is currently at 7. So that should be fine. I mean, Ral is currently a 5 loyalty Planeswalker. I'm so tired. Alright, let's tap this. Alright. Gotta weather this storm for 2 more turns. And then I think even Field of the Dead can't beat the value we're gonna generate. explore. I am fine with that. They can transmute for something. Question is, what is it gonna be? Okay. Like always, it's just Ral versus the world. Yeah, if it's Pact of Negation, we could be in trouble. We could also be fine, though. Summoner's Pact. Valakut. Okay. Sakura Tribe Scout. And they have a Summoner's Pact in hand. I'm gonna draw 2 here. Force of Negation's an excellent card. Blood Moon's also very good, but I don't think we need it. At least not yet. Have we played a land? We haven't. Okay, one of the cards is Summoner's Pact. We'll go Snapcaster Mage Cryptic. Tap 13. Okay. Mana Leak's not really gonna do much here. Summoner's Pact resolves, I'm pretty sure. Because what they're gonna do is they're gonna try and get Dryad, right? But we can always Sinkhole the Dryad. So I think I'm letting that one hit. Yeah, ulting Ral always feels great. It's a pretty easy way to win the game too. If I Blood Moon, then they won't be able to pay for the Pact. That'd be hilarious. Just gonna do this. Is that unreasonable? I don't think it is. No thanks. They can get Prime Time, but again, they don't have lands that deal damage. Surprisingly. I know they have Prime Time in hand. If they have Dryad, we just kill Dryad. Uncounterable. Can they possibly do? can they do? They can maybe get Ballista? Crumbling Vestige. No, they can't get Ballista. That art's so good. Shoutouts to all these talented Magic artists. Love that art. I'm happy this land's seen play. I think it's too gorgeous not to play. They're 1 mana short from pinging Ral down. Okay, we're gonna get Lightning Bolt here. Let Stormy Storm Boy do his things. Ral versus the world. Sap. Sap. Just for good measure. Sap. Now, I didn't want to play the Blood Moon. Just because that was way more satisfying. Oh yeah, Ral's really... In a deck filled with cantrips and instants and sorceries, Ral's -8 basically reads, you win the game. Yep, they've been thunderstruck. AC/DC plays in the background. Let's see. I think I'm fine taking out some of the bolts. And let's try it like that. Oh, it's super good. Can we do it again, though? I guess that's one way to beat Cavern. Just tap their dudes down, hit them with a bunch of lightning till they die. Yeah, people don't respect this card. They just... I was rereading some of the posts that came out when it got spoiled, because I don't even know why. And the core argument when this card was spoiled was just like, it's good, but it's no Teferi. It doesn't slot into every blue-white... It doesn't slot into every blue-red deck imaginable like Teferi does with blue-white, so it's not good. And then, like, 3 months later, where people were like, it's good in Grixis, it's good in Blue Moon. I think people were cold on this card, and still are to a certain extent. But he's just really good at what he does. Should I force this? I feel like I want to. I'm gonna force this. You only need the one. Most builds only run one. Just make sure that one you get's really good. Oh yeah, he's super fun. Ashiok's the play here, I believe. And normally I'm all about down-ticking Ashiok. But I don't think we're in the market for that. At least not currently. Just because they do have a creature out. And they could easily have more next turn. We're not far enough ahead to start down ticking. Low-key plugging the Mythic Edition version for $15. Maybe. Alright, they go Beast Within. And we can't force that because it's on our end step. So this might be it. Punished for not milling. Oh yeah, it's completely understandable to misevaluate something like that, especially after Teferi came out like 2 weeks before it. I'm not begrudging other people for it, I'm just saying it was a card that was really, really slept on. I mean, people were underrating Oko for Christ's sake. I think Sam Black and Magic AIDS were like the only people that were like, this Oko card might be good. But again, I could be wrong about that. Just gonna slam him. Mystic Dispute? Yikes. Okay. That works, though. That works. See? We played an expensive card, and it got countered. And I'm not mad about that. Our opponent did the right thing. We put that 5-mana card in our deck, it should have a weakness. Because we've seen it countless times. We've had people boil us after this resolves. If it resolves, he wins the game. You need either a good board presence, Thoughtseize, or a counterspell. It's fine. Good on our opponent for actually bringing in interaction and stuff. That's a shame, cheat to win. No, Rao's -3 is actually templated beautifully. The fact that it counts the cards in exile too is incredible. Like, they could have made him garbage. And granted, the -3 should still hit something like Planeswalkers, don't get me wrong. But it's still really good. It solves an issue our deck has, which is specifically Tarmogoyf. Hey, a Braid. That's a good one. Oh yeah, 100%. Because the thing about Beacon Bolt is it doesn't win you the game. Most of the time when we play Rao, we just uptick it and drown our opponent in card advantage. But the Beacon Bolt does really, really come in handy. It's an effect we need, but sadly they printed it on a 3-mana sorcery. So we can't justify main decking it because it'd be dead in 2 main matchups. The way you make a card like that not dead is you slap it on a Planeswalker that has other things you can do. So Beacon Bolt's good, and the effect is good, but it is kind of in limbo, where it's something we need, but unfortunately the effect is only on 2 cards. It's on Rao, and it's on Beacon Bolt itself. And Beacon Bolt itself is just too overcosted, too slow, even with Jumpstart, which is a cool ability, granted. It's just not going to cut it. Alright, show me Veil of Summer. I have seen people, specifically Sven, run Beacon Bolt in the sideboard. So there are times where you just really want a lot of that effect. But most of the time, Magmatic Sinkhole gets the job done. Often in the matchups where I have Ral and Sinkhole, the big chunky creatures aren't that hard to deal with. Other than the 6 toughness ones. And when Dreadbore, which is an incredibly flexible card, is too slow, you know you gotta play the instant speed ones if you can. And granted, Rouse Minus is a sorcery speed too, but he compensates for it by, like, if he sticks around, you're just good. Alright, I'm gonna take a quick bathroom break, everybody. I'll be right back. More justice. I am a dispenser of justice. I'm like a vending machine for justice. Straight up.
No justice, no peace.
I think that's how I would describe myself. I'm a justice vending machine. I'm very sick of quarantine, everybody. Hippity hoppity, Easter's on its way, Hannah.
So excited.
I know. But yeah, tell me what your predictions for the newest set are going to be, everybody. So far, the promotional material is having me very wary. It seems to be all about big monsters with lots of different abilities. I wonder what'll happen. I wonder. If Uro and Kroxa were any indication of what's to come, I just need to enjoy Modern while I can. Maybe it'll be great. Maybe they'll have all these big stupid creatures with tons of different abilities and give us ways to actually interact with them. Mutate being a cool effect. Uncounterable hexproof titans? Probably. I really hope Mutate's cool. It feels like something that should have been a Simic keyword, and I've been a big fan of Simic keywords in the past. So as long as they do this shit correctly, it could be fun. But I'm cautiously optimistic. Actually, I'm not even optimistic. I'm cautiously pessimistic. Keyword soup mixed with some broken abilities. Yeah, probably. Exile target creature spell with converted mana cost 4 or more. God, I'd love that. But we gotta put it on a 4 mana spell. That way, nobody actually ends up playing it. No, if they put that on a 2 mana spell, I will be so happy. Like, I'll play Disdainful Stroke mixed with Essence Scatter as long as it gets around the stuff that it needs to get around. I'll do that. Some goofy effect that uses either a new zone or experience counters. Oh, it'd be so cool to see experience counters in a format other than Commander. That'd be neat. Young Wolf. This is why I was singing YMCA yesterday, because we were playing against Yawgmoth combo, and Young Wolf sounds like Young Man. There we go. Everything makes sense. Young Man. I say young man. I'll get mountain and an island as well. It is both at the same time. Steam vents. Yo, I love it. Thanks, I love it. He is the young man of wolves after all. That's true. Yep, we got a Braid main deck just to hit the Ether Vials and Chalice of the Voids and stuff. It's an okay removal spell. It's definitely weaker than Sinkhole, which is why I only have the 1 copy. But I don't hate it. Sometimes just killing a creature for 2 mana is perfectly fine. Nice, good, flexible spell. Young Wolf. I say Young Wolf. Another Young Wolf. We will get beat down by some 1/1s. Unless we steal them with Archmage's Charm. I don't know how to make this song rhyme, but I'm sure you'll have a good time. Yawgmoth, please don't jump down and say, put a counter on this thing. It is slayed. I'm gonna stop now. Wall of Roots. That resolves. that. Do you think this is a card they could print blue counter target permanent spell? No, probably not. Hang on, I'm dumb. So it's like reverse negate, right? No, I don't think they do that just because the templating would be confusing to newcomers. Like, I guarantee that's exactly what it would be. We have something like that. It's like Essence Scatter, but not. Because it could also hit enchantments, artifacts, stuff like that. I don't know. Counter basically everything but instants and sorceries, right? That might be too good. Young Wolf. Hey, there it is. Okay, cool. No chord effect. Love it. Young wolf, put your pride on the shelf. I'm starting to bounce back from all the cavern nonsense. Yawgmoth. Do 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 do. I say Yawgmoth. Do 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 do. I say Yawgmoth. I could see red blue exile target spell. You take 1 damage. That'd be fine. Even if it was just Spell Queller's effect, like exile target spell with converted mana cost 4 or less, you take 1 damage. Like, sign me the fuck up. Seriously. Sure, I can't counter Reality Smasher or Primeval Titan. It's fine. I'm okay with that. Just give me Thought-Knot Seer. Bare minimum. I'm okay with that. Curse you, now YMCA is stuck in my head. Ha ha ha. God. Young wolf, young wolf. Say champagne. Champagne, champagne, champagne. I say champagne. Do 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 do. Many ways to have some champagne. We need to start killing young wolves. They're scary.
I wish it wasn't dangerous to go to Goodwill.
I'll pay 3 life for that. I don't care. Deal. You got a deal. Just make it Spell Queller's effect. Why is that not on an instant? It's unexplored design space. Like, easily. Man, these young wolves are doing work. Honestly, I'd even play that. I'd play a cancel if it exiled the spell. We have all these stupid 3-mana counter variants. Just give me one that exiles. YMCA. Dryad Arbor, oh no! We're gonna get beat down by this Dryad Arbor. I say, oh no. How'd you get that Ral avatar? I won 8 trophies during Guilds of Ravnica season. Pretty sure. We go to 2. If they go land and Yawgmoth dude, we are in trouble. Yawgmoth dude, I mean Geralf's message. Yawgmoth dude. Counter, return young wolf. I hope they haven't played a land. They've played a land. We're good, we're good. Put Bolt on top. Alright. We almost died to a bunch of 1/1s, but I swear this deck's good. Life. I think I like Ether Gust. I like that a lot, actually. I don't like Remand too much, actually. Yeah, let's try it like this. I have most of this deck ready. I'm just waiting for Force of Negation to come down more after the flashback, hopefully. Nice. I hope you get it for cheap, dude.
Jacob, why is the TV not working?
Why is the TV not working?
Yeah, for Animal Crossing.
I'll get Animal Crossing working for you, love. Let's try this. You didn't change any of the settings on the TV, did you? There we go. This hand seems kind of bad. I think I'm gonna ship it. This hand's much better. Let's go. Is it Thing in the Ice? No, it can't be Thing in the Ice. I think it's Snapcast. No, let's go Archmage's Charm. Oh, jeez. Pardon me.
Bless you.
Is it really only 24 bucks? I remember it being a lot more. It's like 1 trillion ticks. Ah, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, it's probably worth a lot more online just because nobody drafts online because Arena stole all the drafting community. Even though you can't draft with humans. I don't understand. Okay. Is Yawgmoth coming down to party? Looks like it. He'll show us many ways to have a good time. Yawgmoth. When you're showed on your dough, I say Yawgmoth. Let's just double bolt him. Yawgmoth, Yawgmoth. If they put -1 counter on Thing in the Ice, that's gonna be really awkward with Anger of the Gods. Yeah, that's bad with Anger. Come on, be a Chad, sack Wall of Roots as well. Do it! Yo! Our opponent is a McBadass. Alright, good news is we can flip Thing next turn. Because we go Serum Vision, we go Scalding Tarn, put Lightning Bolts on top, Serum Visions, bolt them. Thoughtseize. That's gross. Ah, darn. Well, we can still do it if we draw a cantrip. Oh, what pretty trees!
I know.
How'd you get those trees?
It's just temporary because it's cherry blossom season.
It's cherry blossom season?
Yeah.
Oh, that's so cute!
And if you catch cherry blossoms, you have the ability to make picnic blankets.
Ah, how'd I not know about this?
I don't know. So I'm just going around looking for cherry blossoms.
That's so happy. Elves of Deep Shadow. That art is terrifying. That is some spooky art. Blood Artist. They didn't take Anger. I don't think they see the line. Blood Moon. Do 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 do. I say Blood Moon. Let's go Mystic Sanctuary. Put Bolt on top. Many ways to have a blood moon. Alright. Doesn't die to anger now. Watch out, world. It's time to kick gum and chew ass. And I'm all out of ass.
Is that from something, Jacob?
I can't remember. I can't remember if it's from something. I think it is. I think it's something Kyle from Maine ended up showing me.
Oh, okay.
It is from something. Yes, I don't know though. I think it was just like a YouTube video. It was a Duke Nukem parody who's like this really terrible video game character, right? And he's like the prototypical like 90s action hero or whatever. Like think the Terminator, but he's super outdated at this point. It's like I don't know. Oh, and it was called Dick Kickum instead of Duke Nukem. It was called Dick Kickum. I think. It sounds about right.
That sounds about right.
Can I just Blood Moon them here? I think I'm gonna.
What thing would you call it?
Blood Moon. When you're short on your dough.
I wish I could make cookies.
Ah, I think Quetzalcoatl found it. Alright. Let's take a moment to learn about Dick Kickum.
It's time to kick gum and chew ass. and I'm all
Yep, this is definitely it.
fucking Dick Kickum.
I'm dead. Come here for all your professional MTG content. Oh man. Are we gonna have picnics?
Yeah, I already set up one in our little hideaway.
How's the fair coming? Oh, that's cute. Oh, it's cute.
Oh, another one.
Hannah, you're really bad at catching those.
I'm sorry, Jacob. I don't have good coordination.
Oh, my cheeks hurt. The ones on my face.
Oh my, Jacob.
What?
You're ridiculous.
Hey. We're here to kick on and chew ass. Might as well have fun.
Might as well.
Mm-hmm. Boy. Okay, here we go. Hey, we're against Tea Drinker. I also drink tea. This'll be a great match. This'll be the match we're waiting for. This'll be the match we're waiting for. I want both of these. Both is good. you. Yay! They said they were gonna drink our tea, when really, they meant our tears. I don't think I want Snapcaster Mage anymore. Please be Mono Red. Please don't be Boros. Please. Okay, it looks like Mono Red. We can probably beat Mono Red. I don't know if we can beat Boros Bird. A war between tea drinkers, basically the British Parliament. I don't know enough about Britain, but I will agree with you.
I told you about the British Parliament.
You did? When?
Yeah, I told you that Harry and Meghan were moving to Los Angeles.
Oh, I don't care. Those people can do whatever they want with their lives. Why does it matter to me?
Because it's interesting.
Is it?
Yes.
I feel like if it was interesting, I'd be interested in it. It could be interesting to you, but I don't think it's, like, universally interesting.
It is to a lot of people.
Why?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
Because they're royals.
So? They're just human beings made of the same shit we're made of. Status doesn't mean anything in a cosmic sense. We're all just little ants scribbling around on the planet.
Yeah, but...
I mean, it means something in sense of, like, practical day-to-day living. If I, like, say something mean about somebody important, I'll probably get in trouble. But, like, in a cosmic sense, it's pretty meaningless. If they want to go, like, vacation in Amsterdam, more power to them. Alright, it's regular burn. Ooh, that's a good one. Stop that. Stop what? What do I need to stop? What am I doing wrong? Am I insulting British royalty? Am I, like, unconscious?
Yeah, people do.
I don't like Existential Crisis unless it's from Existential Crisis area of France. But there's a positivity to it too, right? Like, if it's not significant in a cosmic sense, then that's somewhat liberating, right? Because it means the things that we normally beat ourselves up over and hate, you know, that doesn't matter either. So we're free to just live. I don't know. I might be reading too much into this. It's not that depressing. I think it's cool. Because if it doesn't matter that they're royals, then it doesn't matter that I keep getting my ass beat by E-tron. And that's reassuring. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I'm really bad at telling when people are joking and when they're not. I'm sorry. Soulscar Mage. Okay, is this mono red or is it not? Eidolon. Okay. I don't know what's happening. I'm just gonna kill this now. I don't think we're the beatdown.
There's just so many butterflies going around.
Butterfly in the sky? I can go twice as high. Get wrecked. Have you never seen Burn with Soulscar? I have not. I've seen Mono Red Burn, but not with Eidolon and Soulscar. It's interesting. Hi, Magus. I know. I'm secretly a scrub. I've been fooling all of you this whole time. You all fell into my carefully laid trap. Okay. What are we doing here? I think we're just gonna play Ral, bolt this, hope we don't die. It really depends on what we draw. That works. Oh, okay, cool. Right. Understood. Alright, I'm gonna make him have it. Zap. It's time to play How Dead Are We? Well, they didn't fire a 1-mana burn spell at us, so maybe not very dead? They play another Soul Scar, we could be okay. Yo! Alright. Just don't go bolt into Lava Spike, and I think we're decent. Goblin Guide, frick. Oh no. Oh no. The Pin Sword is being attacked. That's bad news. Probably Skewer now. Some other 1-mana burn spell. Yep. And what have you. Sad days. That's fine. We have not much anymore. Got bees. I think I'm bringing in Narset just for more card advantage. This is like a hybrid of Boros Burn mixed with mono red. We're probably not leaning on Bedlam Reveler. It's probably just like, look at all my 1-drops. So maybe this. Eidolon's an issue, but I don't know how many other 2-drops they run other than Eidolon. Maybe Narset's not that good. I feel like Anger's probably not going to work out. They are just running a bunch of 1-drops though, right? I did take out Dragon's Claw. I can EX4 to kill Eidolon without taking any damage. That's true. Or I could just Sinkhole it. But yeah, I took out Claw because I've accepted the fact that the burn matchup's probably just going to be too rough for us to handle anyway. And I'd rather have more stuff against Jund and the like. This hand's garbage. Let's mulligan. This hand's much better. Keep this. Bottom Sanctuary. Guess I played that. Yeah, I would need like a 4th thing in the ice and some extra Force of Negations to really make the burn matchup a little bit better. Need this Goblin Guide to draw me a land. Archmage's Charm. Wow, that's not a land at all. In fact, it's not even a castable spell, so I'm gonna bottom it. 2 bolts. That's why they call me Johnny 2 Bolts. Nobody calls me that. Soul Scar. Okay. Is this another Eidolon? No, it's just more Soul Scars. Neat. Rift Bolt. Cool. Now's when we draw Engineered Explosives, right? Just bolt one of these. Just kill them before they kill you. Easy peasy. You're right, it's so easy. They bolt. Snapcaster Mage. I am 500% afraid. Words cannot quantify how afraid I am. Ah. Oh god, why? Okay, gonna take 5 from this. I miss Bedlam Reveler. Is this Skewer? Rift Bolt, cool. Well, I got a big brain strategy for you, boys and girls. I'm gonna counter this and tap their team down. It's like gaining me 7 life for 4 mana. The value is absurd. We're so dead. Goblin Guide. Now's when they reveal engineered explosives. Zenred, thank you for the follow. Serum Visions. That's not engineered explosives. This is really bad. We could draw it. Mm-hmm. Oh boy. Oh boy. That's a land. Cool. Gonna take a crisp 3 here. Yeah, we're just dead. We're just dead. There's no other way to put it. I was hoping they'd play a non-creature spell so that these forces could be good. Just didn't find a thing in the ice. This is really a matchup where the 4th thing in the ice would come in handy. Being able to find that thing consistently on turn 2 is awesome. Bad matchups are bad. Yep, game 100's coming in. Any reason you trimmed a thing in the ice? The meta was different when I started doing this. There wasn't as much aggro. So I figured I could get away with trimming one so that I have less dead cards against Jund. But we just keep losing to burn. So probably should slot that 4th one back in somewhere. It's just hard to find room. I think I'll aggregate the data a little bit tonight. Try and do a write-up on the first 100 games. Because you only got 100 games to live. Wait, if that's true, then that means I die after this game. I don't think I've played against Death Shadow, like, at all during most of these leagues. I think we're about to. Thoughtseize will take on anyone. Thoughtseize will take you on. I'm in a musical mood. I don't know why.
You should start a music stream.
It's just a music stream.
Yep, that's what I just said. You should ask for requests.
They know we're drawing a land. I hold open Mana Leak. Take a potato chip. And eat it. Draw your gun now or the crazy melon shoots you in the foot. Who wants to pay $110 for a playset of baubles? No thanks! Is this card really $110 online? Help, that melon is cocoa nuts. Magus, thank you for stopping by and making things a little bit happier and more energetic. I appreciate it. Why is the gun emote not working for Curd Bros? Ew, it's expensive.
Jacob, what's a stadiometer?
A stadiometer? I do not know.
I got a stadiometer as a gift.
There's no way they just play into the Mana Leak here, right? They have a stubborn denial. Yeah. Well, now we don't have to worry about that down the line, I guess, so that's cool. Gonna bottom that. Gross. In before, have all 3 street wraiths in hand. Cycle, cycle, cycle. It lives. Thoughtseize. That's sad. I am saddened by this. Woohoo! Time to draw our second Blood Moon. Oh, wait. Sinkhole, I'll take you on. Ah! Hi. How are you? You're Gerd? Are you really Gerd? I'm excited to learn to swing dance. I also really have to use the facilities, but we're at our 100th game, so I don't wanna. Are they thought scouring us? What's going on? Is this the legendary instant speed Thoughtseize? What the hell is going on? Is this Vendilion Click? What is this? I can't put any of these back on top. This is hell. Draw step K command, I guess. Yeah. That's pretty good. It is. Our opponent means business. And we're gonna draw a land. We're so cool. Look at all these lands we can draw. Mana Leak would have beaten Draw Step K command, but unfortunately I wasn't smart enough to play around that. Now this Sinkhole does nothing. Come on, Battle Rage me. Woohoo! I don't know. For some reason, I didn't think it'd be K command. I don't know why. Take all these out. At least Narset's super good in this match. Maybe I bring in the one Mystical Dispute as well. Mana Leak's great. What am I doing? There we go. We are during game 100, yes. Currently against, I think, the first Death Shadow we played against during all of this. Could be wrong. Yes. Let's steal some Death Shadows. It'll be great, I promise. Or we could just get completely dumpstered. Yes, I would like to play first. Wow, this hand's bad. It just be like that sometimes. Well, we got hate for Gurmy, we got hate for Death Shadow, but we're going nowhere fast with this hand. Looks like we're getting to a 72% win percentage. It's decent, but you know, if our opponent thought seizes our engineered explosives or like has a planeswalker, we're just kind of out of luck. I don't know, we could get there. We need to draw lands just off the top of our library. Hope that this lines up well with what our opponent's got. I would have liked not to have to mulligan, but there was no way I was going to keep that. I'm more worried about Gurmag Angler than I am Death Shadow. We got more ways to deal with Death Shadow than we do Gurmag Angler. So I'd rather just get the Relic out there while I can. Don't do it. Boo. Boo. Boo! 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 Man. I might just pop this relic at the end of their turn just to try and draw a land. Because I feel like I know exactly how this is going to turn out. No, they can't Death Shadow yet, but I feel like it really just depends on if I draw a land, right? I want to be able to deprive my opponent without them just stubbing things. I don't know. We'll figure out what we're gonna do. Hang on, Nemesis. I got you covered. There you go. I think he typed a 1 instead of an exclamation mark. I'm not sure. It's all good. Opponent's taking a very long time.
Let's do it. Let's follow.
Okay, 14. Street Wraith, cool. So they're just gonna play 2 Death Shadows here and kill us, aren't they? Freaking hell. Now they can cast Gurmag Angler. That's really annoying. As is the Death Shadows they're likely just gonna play now. Triple Street Wraith is so brutal. Yep. And we can't draw engineered explosives. Yeah. So another 2-3. That was savage. But we got our record. 72% win rate. So we likely wouldn't make day 2 of a GP with this deck. We'd be short by 3%. Couple of changes I think I would make to this list. I think our really, really bad matchups like E-Tron, Burn, Dredge, they really depend on us having another thing in the ice. Like having the 4 thing in the ice. So running more of those would be helpful. As for Jund, I think that match is so much of a coin flip that I'm not going to worry too much about it. And for the rest of the meta, we can deal with that just by doing what we're doing and having Narset. So I think the first things I would do for this build, I probably would add the second thing in the ice. I'd probably take out Mana Leak, just to be more tempo oriented. Run 1 copy Deprive, still most likely. And if we're going to try and protect our thing in the ice game 1, I'd probably want another Force of Negation. Or maybe a Spell Pierce. Something like that could work. In place of one of the Spell Snares, maybe a split like that. Just to have more ways to protect this. It should probably be a 3rd Force, though, instead of a Spell Pierce, but I'll have a 3rd Force, so that's what we're working with. I do think at least 1 RAL is correct, regardless of what you're running into. But I think game 1, in order to beat those decks, we need to be a bit more aggro-intensive. And for the sideboard, I suppose Burn is probably the thing that we have to worry about the most. So likely taking out 1 the Ether Gust and putting in some Dragon's Claws would be good. Dragon's Claw, not Dragon's Claws. I do like Narset, though. I think 2 copies of her should be fine. That'll shore up that matchup a little bit. We already have Graveyard Hate for Dredge. We got all the E-Tron hate we could possibly have. I think maxing out on trying to make that matchup winnable is just a fool's errand. And I like that these can come on other matchups as well. Well, we can get away with only 2 Cryptic because we can just buy them back with Mystic Sanctuary. I think our late game is great, but we struggle in the early game against our bad matchups pretty easily. So Force seems like a winner over Spell Pierce. I think we just gotta cross our fingers for Jund, devote these extra sideboard slots to Burn, because that seems like something we're gonna run into a little bit. Just hope for the best. So for part 2 of Boot Camp, I think I'm going to be running something like this. Also, maybe instead of the steam vents, we could run a Sulphur Falls. Or Cascade Bluffs, depending on how much we really like this mountain. Just so that we have less painful mana sources. It means Mystic Sanctuary is going to be a bit more inconsistent, but I think I'm fine with that. Yeah, I think this would be it. I need a third copy of Force in place of the Spell Pierce. I've been kind of not impressed by Spell Pierce, to be honest. Should probably just be another one of these. Yeah, 72% win rate's pretty good, but I think we can do better. That might just be the perfectionist in me speaking. But I think part of the reason we didn't do better was just our bad matchups were really, really bad, like close to being unwinnable. And we need more of a hedge against those matches. And I think just running the fourth thing, having a consistent game one plan, is where we want to be. We can always pitch extra things to Force as well. Alright, so I think I'm going to run something like this in the future. But that's it for me today. Why no 0 Jace the Mind Sculptor? Because we're not running white, so we have a harder time actually protecting Jace. And Ral doesn't really need a lot of protection. And when he does, he can -3. For only one more red mana, like only one more mana, we get a beefier dude with better card selection on his uptick, and his -3 solves an issue our decks always had. Jace really, really works well in a white-based shell with other planeswalkers where you can easily protect him, but we don't have the tools to do that. Thank you, Curd Bros. Alright, I think I'm done for today, but let's find somebody to raid and say hello with. I'll be right back, everybody.